As the clock ticks away the 2020-2030 decade of action to deliver on the SDGs, the road looks rather bumpy for Central African states on SDG 1 on ending poverty, SDG 5 on gender equality, SDG 8 on economic growth and decent jobs, and SDG 13 on action to reverse climate change. Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and Sao Tome and Principe are slow or stagnant on most of the four goals as shown by the amber traffic lights, while regressing on a good number of them as shown by the red traffic lights. The only goal on which just one of the 7 Central African countries under review is on course is SDG number 5 on gender equality, and that is Cameroon. Cameroon's parliament currently counts a 31.11% representation of women MPs.
Nous voyons que les filles ne s'adonnent pas aux sciences. Elles pensent que les sciences sont réservées aux hommes alors qu'on est sur le même pied d'égalité intellectuellement parlant. Et donc du coup, une fille peut également se démarquer même là où se trouvent les hommes.
More than half the people of Central Africa struggle below less than $1.90 per day. That is under the international poverty line.
All the SDGs are interlinked. What we do contributes to ending poverty, which is SDG 1. And of course, we cannot do that without taking consideration gender issues. So SDG 5 becomes important, as well as SDG 13 on climate action. To date, we've been supporting our member states to implement economic diversification strategies, which are essential for this region to break its dependence on the export of commodities. So accordingly, we've already helped Chad to formulate its economic diversification strategy. We are working with Cameroon to implement its industrial development plan.
To sustainably fight poverty, it is critical for Central African countries to achieve at least a 7% yearly inclusive growth rate, move that rate into double digits, and stimulate the creation of decent jobs. The Economic Commission for Africa estimated that due to COVID-19, growth was to plummet to minus 4.1% in 2020.
Structural transformation through economic diversification and industrialization are key. We've launched on the 12th of June a process together with CEMAC and ECAS to formulate a regional economic and diversification strategy for the entire Central Africa region.
The majority of workers in Central Africa are in vulnerable jobs, often characterized by inadequate earnings, low productivity, and difficult conditions of work. During a review of progress on SDG 13 on action against climate change at the 7th session of the Africa Regional Forum on Sustainable Development ARFSD in March 2021, it was noted that African countries, including those of Central Africa, have made progress towards the emission reduction target and have increased the proportion of key biodiversity areas by 4.5% between 2010 and 2020. Central Africa's Congo Basin forest and their peatlands represent the second lung of the world in terms of soaking up greenhouse gases to mitigate climate change.
Une découverte a été faite, une découverte qui s'appelle les tourbières du bassin du Congo, sur une superficie de près de 145 500 km², répartie entre la République démocratique du Congo et la République du Congo, capturant pas moins de 30 milliards de tonnes d'émissions de gaz à effet de serre.
To accelerate action on the goals, governments and the people of Central Africa are called upon to create social safety nets to support the most vulnerable out of poverty on the way to SDG 1 and level the playing field for both men and women in quality education, justice, leadership and other opportunities in pursuit of SDG 5. The sub-region must also intensify its efforts at horizontal and vertical economic diversification and overhaul training in science, technology and innovation to generate decent jobs and build more resilient economies en route to meeting SDG 8. To this end, setting up special economic zones such as the one in Kok near Libreville in Gabon and creating industrial clusters along spatial development corridors such as the Kribi-Edea-Douala corridor in Cameroon are of the essence. Undertaking rigorous natural capital accounting, as is now the case of Gabon, with its 23,000 square kilometers of forest canopy and only a 0.54% deforestation rate, is a way to go. Capitalizing on Chad's high solar irradiation levels to transition to green energy would also be handy for the sub-region. This is the route to travel for the world we want by the year 2030.